Such is the reality distortion field around DJI drones that you might be forgiven for thinking that they were the only game in town. But the fact is that there are numerous smaller drone companies sharing those Shenzhen industrial estates with DJI, and the products they're releasing are getting better and better. One of those companies is Potensic, a purveyor of budget drones for people who don't care about labels. I previously reviewed their Potensic Atom and found it to be a surprisingly decent budget drone, and now the company have rolled out the sequel, the Atom 2, with a heap of improvements. Okay, guys, here's the small print before we begin so that you know where we stand. I got sent this drone by Potensic for review purposes, but they've had no input whatsoever on this video. They haven't sponsored anything, and I am not a member of their affiliate scheme or indeed any affiliate scheme. You should know by now that I don't play favourites, and if something sucks, then I'll tell you. I've been flying drones since the Phantom 2 back in 2013, so I've got a good few years of experience and a solid understanding of what makes a good flying camera. While everyone's busy genuflecting at the altar of overpriced quadcopters, Potensic have been building drones that don't require a bridging loan, and the Atom 2 is their latest middle finger to the idea that flying cameras should cost more than a Leica. And for you impatient bastards, here's the TLDR before we get stuck into the details. The Atom 2 is a capable little sub-250-gram drone with a half-inch Sony CMOS sensor delivering 4K 30fps video capabilities via a proper 3-axis gimbal. It's a fast and capable mini quadcopter with a great remote, all the usual fly modes, and a nicely designed flight app. At $329, its direct competition is the Mini 4K Amphibie X8 Mini, but it has better specs and more features than both. Video footage taken on the drone is bright and clear, but sharpened so aggressively you could cut yourself on a tree branch on playback. There's also no obstacle avoidance at all, and you shouldn't expect too much from the advertised AI tracking mode. It's not a drone for wannabe filmmakers, but it's an ideal first drone or a good vlogging drone for people shooting a bit of B-roll or for sharing content on social media platforms. That's the headlines. Here are the details. Potensic sent me the Fly More package for the Atom 2, which comes with the usual shoulder bag, 3 batteries, and enough spare parts to satisfy even the most useless of flyers. The batteries are 2,230 milliamp hours, which charged to full in about an hour and a half, and in my tests got me 23 minutes of real-world flight time as opposed to the 32 minutes advertised. Build quality is similar to the DJI drones in its price and weight class, and it also bears more than a passing resemblance to the old DJI Mini. The controller is large and comfortable in the hand, and it easily accommodated my iPhone 16 Pro Max. The button arrangement is excellent, and setup time is fast and simple. I've been putting the Atom 2 through its paces over the last couple of weeks, testing the flight modes, flight capabilities, and the camera. Okay, come out for the wind test on the Potensic, and geez, it's going to be a proper wind test. It's blowy as hell today. I've come down to the old sports field. Got about 50% left on the battery, but all we want to do is see how it handles itself in the air. Just had a crazy gust of wind blowing through. Oh my god. This is going to be interesting. Okay. Let's fly away from these trees for a start. Well, it's holding its own at this level. The wind is gusting 35 kilometers an hour. It's holding pretty steady in space. Let's fly it back towards me over here. Big gust of wind. Wow, it's really gusty. It's holding its own though. Okay, let's bring it down, see if we can land on the old landing pad. So a big thumbs up for the Potensic 2 Atom 2 with that flight test. It was kind of as expected, because as you guys know, I reviewed the previous version of this drone on this channel and found it to be very capable and extremely competitively priced. The new version seems more stable. The AI tracking, subject tracking, isn't the greatest, but as long as you've got some sort of high contrast subject for the camera and the little IMU inside to follow you, then it'll do fine. Trick modes are nice. I really like that little dolly zoom. That's quite effective actually. And we've also got some interesting photo modes on there.
with the Pano and the 8K, both of which work well. So this isn't really a camera drone in the sense that you use it to take photographs. It is in fact a drone you use to vlog, to record your adventures, and for that it's ideally suited. It's in that sub 250 gram category, which means that you can fly it here in Australia in more places than you can with the heavier drones, and certainly worldwide there are far fewer restrictions on where you can fly those lighter drones. I guess the only competition to this really in this class, in terms of competition, it's the DJI Mini, of course, which has myriad variants on sale at the moment. The current top of the line Mini is the Pro 4. I believe that there's a Pro 5 fairly imminent on the back of the recently released Mavic 4 Pro.
The Atom 2 is a capable little drone that includes many features you don't get until you're further up the price brackets in the DJI range. In my testing, the drone proved to be perfectly stable in windy conditions, producing smooth, wobble-free footage in my tests, even under what were fairly testing conditions. I've always felt that the automated flight modes on any drone are a bit of a gimmick, and they're no different on this one, though that dolly zoom is surprisingly neat. The automated camera modes, Pano, Burst and Slow Motion, work well, although the Pano mode takes far fewer shots than DJI's with only a single row of shots, not 3. The tracking modes work okay as long as the subject is well contrasted against the background. In my testing, simply walking into shade was enough to throw the drone off the scent, so you need to keep an eye on it for shooting any B-roll. Return to home isn't the most accurate I've used, so don't expect it to neatly descend onto your landing pad. It gets close, but you'll need to do the last few meters manually. The Potensic Eve app is well designed with a clear layout and access to all of the functions you need to alter mid-flight. It's easily as good as DJI's Fly app. The drone is a competent flying camera with decent photo and video capabilities. In terms of video, the colors are excellent, but all footage is over sharp and there is no way of tuning that sharpness level down in the camera settings. While Potensic have said there will be an update to add a log video mode to the drone, it wasn't available at the time of testing. If you're new to drones and are looking for a budget entry to get you started, then the Atom 2 is a great choice. It has more features than the equivalent DJI drones and costs less. And if you're after a sub 250 gram drone for a bit of B-roll, then again, the Atom 2 is a solid choice, but the cinematic qualities of the footage are undermined by that over-sharpened video profile. DJI might dominate the drone market, but drones like the Atom 2 prove it is possible to dodge the DJI tax and still get decent results without selling a kidney. And that'll do us for this look at the Potensic Atom 2 drone. Have you bought off-brand or are you DJI all the way? Do let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a like. If you got value from it, consider subscribing to my channel for more photo, video and drone-related content from me. Till the next time, guys. Ta-ta.